Welcome students to our chemistry class. Today we will do about the gas laws, which is a very good and very important chapter. Before starting the gas laws, I want to ask you, what do you mean by the gaseous state of the substance? You know that there are three states of the substance: solid state, liquid state and gaseous state. In gaseous state of the substance, the molecules are too far. It means the intermolecular space in between the molecules is very high, while the intermolecular force of attraction is less. That is why the particles can move randomly in any direction and they do not have definite shape and definite volume. It means the state of matter which do not have definite shape or definite volume, then we call that state the gaseous state of the substance. Now we will discuss about few characteristics of the gases. First, about the composition of the gas. Composition of the gas, that gaseous substance made up of tiny particles, that is molecules. Okay, and you know that the volume of each molecule of gas is negligible compared to the volume of the gas. Now next, I said to you that gases neither have fixed volume nor fixed shape, because in case of a gaseous substance the particles move randomly in any direction, because they do in between the particles intermolecular space is too much, while the intermolecular force of attraction is very less. Next is that the gases exerts pressure in all direction. Gases exerts pressure in all direction. Why? Because the particles are moving randomly. So they collide with each other as well as they collide with the wall of the containing vessel. And we know that what is pressure? Pressure is a force per unit area. So here when the particles collide with the wall of the containing vessel, then they exert force. So force exerted by these gaseous particles per unit area of the containing vessel, wall of the containing vessel, that is known as the pressure. Now next, they are highly compressible. They are highly compressible because the intermolecular space is very high in between the particles. That is why the gases are highly compressible. Now next is that they are highly expansible also. Why? Because when the temperature increases, the particles move apart, as well as when pressure decreases, at that time also particles move apart. That is why they are highly expansible on increasing the temperature and decreasing the pressure. Now next is that they have low density. They have low density. Why? Because density is what? Mass per unit volume. Since the number of particles per unit volume is very less, that is why the density is very less in case of the gaseous substance. They can intermix with each other, means diffusion is easily possible in case of gaseous substances. Two gases or mix with each other or intermix with each other easily. It means they can diffuse easily because the space is very high and force is less in between the particles. And they can be liquefied on cooling, means on decreasing the temperature or increasing the pressure. The particles come closer to each other and they were converted easily into the liquid state at that time on decreasing the temperature or in increasing the pressure. So these are the few characteristics of gaseous substance which we can explain with the help of kinetic molecular theory. Next is that we will discuss little bit about the measuring properties of the gases, measurable properties of the gases, that is the volume, pressure, temperature and mass. Why? Because the gas laws are related to volume, pressure, temperature and mass of the gaseous substance. Actually, the behavior of the gas, we will study the behavior of the gas within the parameters volume, pressure, temperature and mass. Now first, what is volume? Space occupied by the substance, that is known as the volume. Space occupied, that is what? That is the volume, space occupied. Now SI unit of volume is what? Meter cube. Meter cube is the SI unit. Other units are centimeter cube, then milliliter, liter. I think you know that 1 liter is equal to 1000 centimeter cube or 1000 milliliter. Pressure is what? Force per unit area. Means force exerted by any substance per unit area, that is known as the pressure. And what is the SI unit of the pressure? That is the Pascal or PA. Pascal, PA. Now next is that the other units, that is the atmosphere. Atmosphere. We say na, that 1 atmospheric pressure, 2 atmospheric pressure, and that is atmospheric pressure, and 1 atmospheric pressure is equal to 760 millimeter of Hg mercury or 76 centimeter of mercury. Another unit is torr. Now next one is the temperature. Temperature is a degree of hotness or coldness of the substance. Degree of hotness or coldness of the substance, and we know that SI unit is the Kelvin. Another unit, that is degree Celsius or degree Fahrenheit. Mass, degree Celsius or degree Fahrenheit, we can convert one unit into another. Here I want to tell you that degree Celsius, T degree Celsius is equal to, suppose if you want to convert it into the Kelvin scale, then it is equal to T minus 273 degree. Or you can say capital T, that is the Kelvin scale, it is equal to T degree Celsius plus 273. Mass. Mass is the quantity contained. Quantity contained in substance. Now it depends on number of particles. More the number of particles, more will be the mass. Less the number of particles, which is directly proportional. It depends on number of particles. And its unit, SI unit is kilogram. Other units are gram, milligram, etc. Okay. Now we will discuss about the gas laws. Here we will discuss Boyle's law, Charles' law and gas equation in this chapter. Boyle's law, which shows the relationship between the pressure and volume of a given mass of gas. A given mass of gas at constant temperature. How means the pressure and volume of the gas interrelated to each other, that we can explain with the help of the Boyle's law. With the help of Boyle's law, how pressure and volume means when the volume will be changed, when the pressure will be changed, what will be the change, how much will be the change in volume. You know, you have observed that within a syringe, the piston is there. When the pressure is applied on the piston, then what happens? You have observed that the particles of the gaseous substance come closer to each other and volume decreases. Like suppose this is a syringe and here it is closed. One. Now this is a piston. Initially, suppose this is what? This volume is 100 cc. 100 cubic centimeter is the volume, and here the pressure is suppose 50 millimeter of Hg. A gas is there, maybe oxygen, nitrogen, whatever the gas, no matter, but volume is 100 cc and pressure 50 ml. Now what happened? I have reduced the pressure I have increased the pressure, sorry, pressure is increased. Here the pressure, what I have done, doubled it, means 100 millimeter of mercury. Now what do you observe? When the pressure increased, then these particles come closer to each other, particles, and volume decreases. Volume decreases, but how much? How much? That is given by the Boyle's law. Actually, Boyle's, the scientist, the name of the scientist Boyle, he has observed that when the pressure is doubled, when pressure doubled, then he has observed that the volume of the given mass of a gas at constant temperature reduced to half. And when the pressure increased by 4 times, then the volume reduced by 1/4. Volume is reduced by 1/4 time. So for example, then when the pressure of the gas was 50, at that time volume 100, and he has observed that pressure was 50, volume was 100. Again he has observed that when he has reduced the pressure 25, means pressure half, he has observed that volume becomes double, and when pressure doubled, means 100, he has observed that the volume reduced to half. So he has given the relationship, by carrying out the experiment, he has given the relationship between the pressure and volume of the gas at constant temperature for a given mass of a gas. So he has given a law that is known as the Boyle's law, which give the relationship between the pressure and volume of the gas at constant temperature, means temperature is not changing for a given mass of a gas. For a given mass of a gas, means quantity of the gas is also constant. So at that time he has observed that pressure is reduced to half, then the volume doubled, and he has observed that when pressure is doubled, then the volume becomes half, or pressure is increased by 4 times, then the volume reduced to 1/4 time. So he has given the laws. What is that? That according to the Boyle's law, temperature remaining constant, temperature remaining constant, the volume of a given mass of dry gas is inversely proportional to the applied pressure. Temperature, so here when temperature remaining constant, the volume of a given mass of a dry gas is inversely proportional to the applied gas. Why it is given mass of a gas? Given mass means mass is also constant. The quantity of matter is constant. And why dry gas? Because this law is applicable only for the dry gas. If little bit moisture is there, then this is not applicable. The value will change. So mathematically we can say that volume of a given mass of a gas is inversely proportional to the applied pressure at constant temperature. Or you can say that V is equal to constant into 1 by P, or PV is constant. That is P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2 equal to P3 V3, and so on. This is what this is according to Boyle's law at constant temperature for a given mass of a dry gas. P1. If we plot, we can even verify this law by plotting volume against the pressure. So he has observed that for a given mass of a gas, when volume is plotted against the pressure, a hyperbolic curve is obtained. And this is at constant temperature, so this is also known as isotherm. Iso means same, when temperature is constant. So this is obtained, a hyperbolic curve. This shows that V is inversely proportional to 1 by P. Next, he has plotted the 1 by P value with V. Then what happened? Then he has obtained a straight line. It means V is proportional to 1 by P. And next, when this graph is plotted, that PV against V. So PV is what? PV against V. Then the graph obtained is a straight line parallel to x-axis. This is a straight line parallel to this axis. So this indicates that PV is equal to constant. Why parallel? Means the product of P and V is constant. So due to that reason, you have observed that whenever we carry this chips packet, then you have observed that it burst within the flight. Why? Because when we go to higher altitudes, the pressure decreases, and pressure decreases, that is why the volume increases. So packet, within the packet, the fixed amount of gas is there, the fixed amount of gas or a given mass of a gas is there and rises up. At that time the pressure decreases. So pressure decreases, volume increases, and that is why the packet burst. The same thing happened whenever a bubble is there and when it rises up from the within the water. When it will rise up, the size of the bubble increases. This is also due to the same reason. According to the Boyle's law, we know that when the pressure decreases, volume increases. We know that within a liquid, as the depth increases, pressure increases. So when the bubble is inside the water, at that time, when the depth is more, at that time the size is less. But when it rises up, at that time the pressure is less, so the volume increases. So that is why the size of the bubble increases. Now we can explain this Boyle's law with the help of kinetic molecular theory even. Why? Because according to this, when pressure increases, then the particles will come closer to each other. So the volume decreases because intermolecular space decreases, and when pressure released, at that time the space increases, so the volume increases. And even we can say that when volume increases, the number of particles that will collide with the wall of the containing vessel per unit area decreases. That is why what happens when volume increases, the number of particles that will collide with the wall of the containing vessel decreases, and that is why the pressure decreases. But reverse, when the volume decreases, at that time the number of particles that will collide with the wall of the containing vessel per unit area increases, and that is why the pressure increases. So we can say that temperature remaining constant, the volume of a given mass of dry gas is inversely proportional to the applied pressure. You must have to mention here the given mass of gas and what type of gas? Dry gas, because this law is not applicable for the when the water vapor is present within the gaseous substance. Now next one is the Charles law. So this is what? This was the Boyle's law. Now next one, Charles law. Charles law, Boyle's law, pressure and volume relationship given by the Boyles, and the volume and temperature relationship given by the Charles at constant pressure. Charles a scientist, he has observed that pressure remaining constant for a given mass of a dry gas, the temperature when it is increased or decreased by 1 degree Celsius, then the volume of the given mass of dry gas is increased or decreased by 1 by 273 degree, 1 by 273 of its original volume per degree rise or fall of temperature. What I said to you, that he has observed that the temperature, if it is increased by 1 degree Celsius or 2 degree whatever, then he has observed that the volume, suppose the initial volume is V naught, then he has observed that temperature when it is increased by 1 degree Celsius, then how the volume will be increased? Volume will be increased 1 by 273 of its original volume. This is what? This is the volume after increasing 1 degree. Then after increasing 2 degree, then the volume, this is the original volume, it is increased by 1 by 273 of original, but since the temperature increased by 2, so 2 by this. Again V3 is there, then it is V0 plus 3 divided by 273 into V0. It means for each degree rise of temperature, the volume is increased by 1 by 273 of its original volume. Or if it is, suppose the temperature is increased by T degree Celsius, Vt, then V naught is the original volume, it is increased by T by 273 into Vt. So I can say, V0. V0 is common, then it will be 1 plus T divided by 273. Now suppose the temperature is reduced. When temperature is decreased, then obviously it will be V0 minus T divided by 273 into V0. Because the temperature is decreased, then the volume will decrease by 1 by 273 per degree fall in temperature by original volume. Okay. So if the temperature is reduced to 273, then what will happen here? It will be V0 minus it will be decreased 273 divided by 273 into V0. So that is equal to V0 minus V0. So that is equal to 0. So we can say that when the temperature is decreased by minus 273 degrees Celsius, the volume of the given mass of a gas will become 0. Volume becomes 0. That is why this minus 273 degrees Celsius is also known as absolute 0. Absolute 0. Because theoretically at this temperature the volume C comes out 0. Theoretically, but practically it is not possible. Why? Because if I will decrease, the temperature is decreased, then the volume will, the gaseous substance will be converted into the liquid or the solid state before reaching minus 273 degrees Celsius and the molecular motion ceases. So that is why it's not, practically it is not possible to reduce the temperature of the gas by minus 273 degrees Celsius. But theoretically it is that minus 273 degrees Celsius the volume of a given mass of a gas is 0, and that is why this is known as the absolute 0. Now next is that I said to you that Vt is equal to this. If I consider this one again, then I can write V0 into Vt is equal to V0 into 273 plus T divided by 273. Now you know that 273 plus T is what? That is the Kelvin temperature. I represent it by capital T divided by 273 Vt. And V0, that is the original volume. Original volume is constant, it will not change, and 273 is a number, so this is also constant. So Vt is equal to V0 by 273, that is a constant number. So that is always constant, so I can say constant T into T. Therefore, we can say that V is proportional to T. or you can say volume of a given mass of a gas is directly proportional to absolute scale of temperature, which is the Charles law, which is given by the Charles. So this is known as the Charles law. So according to the Charles law, at constant temperature, according to the Charles law, pressure remaining constant, means pressure is constant, pressure remaining constant, then the volume of a given mass of a gas is directly proportional to absolute scale of temperature. Pressure remaining constant, then volume of a given mass of dry gas is directly proportional to absolute scale of temperature. Mathematically, V is equal to constant into capital T, or you can say V by T is constant. That is, V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2 is equal to V3 by T3. Means volume is directly proportional to not Celsius scale of temperature, absolute scale of temperature. And this can be proved graphically if the graph is plotted temperature versus volume, then a straight line is obtained. This is what? This is 0. What is 0? This is 0 Kelvin actually. So a straight line passing through the origin, where origin is what? 0 Kelvin. But if I will plot this one, this small t means in Celsius temperature, and this is the volume, then what you will get? Here the straight line will pass through the minus 273 degrees Celsius. Why? Because the volume of a given mass of a gas is becomes 0 at what temperature? Minus 273 degrees Celsius. That is at absolute 0. The volume is 0. And we know that minus 273 degrees Celsius is equal to 0 Kelvin. So this is all about the Charles law. So next day we will do some problems related to the Boyle's law and Charles law, and after that I will explain you about the gas equation. So here what you have to know: what is Boyle's law? Its mathematical expression. What is Charles law? Its mathematical expression. Then absolute zero. What is absolute zero? Why it is called absolute zero? And one more thing you have to know: what is a Kelvin scale? Actually, you know, a Kelvin scale is a scale where its 0 Kelvin is equal to minus 273 degrees Celsius. In Kelvin scale, the 0 Kelvin is equal to minus 273 degrees Celsius, or 273 Kelvin is equal to 0 degree Celsius in a Kelvin scale. So this is all about. Next day we will discuss about the problems related to Boyle's and Charles law.